Hi, Brittany. Week 1, assignment 3, your running assignment. All right, so you love the assignment. Great. I'm always pleased to hear that when students enjoy working on assignments, and hopefully everybody is loving the way this class is set up. More and more classes are being converted this way to actually kind of mimic working with an art director or a client in general. All right, so you knew exactly what you wanted the cover to look like, tried other angles to broaden your options, but you liked the way that it worked out in the way you originally shot it. You used some sidewalk chalk to draw a start line on the back patio, used the fence as negative space, wanted the design to show the subject running. Although I did not put a start line in chalk, I did not want the scene to look like if it were at a track, but in a more informal setting, to go with the parameters of the assignment of long distance running. I used Photoshop to place your lettering and match the font because my image contains darker values. I needed brighter text. Excellent. All right, let's take a look at your critique image, and I agree. I think it worked out very, very well for you. So you've got the yellow matching up with the bottom of the treads. You've got the shoe, very predominant, kind of along the 1/3 line, and I think it works. It really does. And you got the yellow representing the starting line. So I think there's a great balance of 2/3 of the shoe and the runner versus 1/3 of the text, and it worked out very well for you. I can absolutely see this being a cover of a book. All right, let's take a look at your contact sheets. Now, contact sheets need to be set up a very specific way. They need 9 images per page, and you've got that. Perfect. They then need some very specific metadata. We need the file name or number, the date, the exposure, the flash fire or did not fire, as well as the exposure mode. If you refer back to the homepage announcement of contact sheets, there's a link to a video tutorial in there that I walk you through step by step on how to incorporate all the required metadata. So, looking through your contact sheets here, they're all pretty similar in the pose. I kind of like this one. It's a kind of a break from the others, but it almost kind of feels like almost like we're being squished, like we're an ant and somebody's getting ready to stomp us. But yeah, like I said, the one that you have here with the text, I think works perfectly. So great job on that. So if you have any questions at all, please don't hesitate and shoot me an email. Hi, Andrea. Week 1, assignment 3, your running assignment. Okay, deep breath and out. So it was a challenge for you. Yeah, a lot of these probably are going to be a challenge for a lot of you. In fact, I would be kind of concerned if everybody just kind of breezed through everything. It involved too many curse words and a lot of tears. Last minute, after everything else has failed, your friend accepted your favor and posed as a runner. Then you ran into some people on the trails who were going to help you out, or it was getting dark, so the exposure is not that great, and it started to rain. On coming home to finalize the project, I deleted too many photos and only left myself with 29. I'm not happy with myself and the way these came out. I had to use a vacation day to get this done in time. I don't know how to put the book title on, so I hope I don't lose points for that. You are correct. You do not need to put the book title on it. I will, however, post a little video that shows you exactly how to put a book title or any text onto another image. So, yeah, don't stress about these assignments. Do the best you can, and as long as you get it in on time, and if you're not happy with it, I'm always going to say, hey, if you're not happy, redo it, and we'll take another look at it. So, all right, let's take a look at your critique image. Okay, so the one thing to make sure to do is always rotate the image the way that was shot, and you can do that in Lightroom. And there's a checkbox, and I point that out in the video tutorial. So let me go ahead and rotate this. So here's how it was shot. Okay, so you came upon this, I'm guessing, by accident because it was getting later in the day and you're using a slower shutter speed. And this is exactly what I actually recommend to a lot of people to try, is to use a slower shutter speed on your tripod with the subject moving so that it instills a sense of speed, of motion. And you've absolutely got this. I think maybe the shutter speed was a little bit too slow because we're seeing a lot of ghosting. I think if it had been a little bit faster, and the person's walking or running or what have you through this, you're going to have that streaky kind of feeling that gives it a little bit more motion to it. But you're taking a chance, and I think it works. It's a breath of fresh air, seeing something unique and different. Not saying that the others aren't as good, but like I said, it's different. It's kind of like having chocolate cake for every day for 3 months, and then suddenly somebody giving you a slice of like peach pie. So it's different. The chocolate cake isn't bad, but it's suddenly, wow, that's a lot different. Okay, so there's that. So you could, in theory, drop the text down over in here, or kind of down in here, or where have you. But I think it works. So let's take a look at your contact sheets. So here's the part where then I have to go and rotate and rotate, and one more time, rotate. Okay. So file name or number, date, exposure. So excellent. You've got all the required metadata going on in here, and you're trying different angles. You're getting way down on the ground. So like this, I think works nicely. This one, absolutely, you could drop the text right in there. Let's see. You've got the people running towards the camera. You got the ones of them stretching out. So like here, notice your shutter speed here. Let me zoom in a little bit. Notice the shutter speed down there, or even on this one. So 1/15 of a second, 1/15, and we're starting to get that feeling of that motion. So if you're to choose this as one of your critique images, you just have to brighten this, and at that point, I think it would absolutely work in terms of that feeling of motion going through. Okay, so all in all, I think you did a good job. So like I said, just the big thing is to make sure that the contact sheet images are rotated the way they're supposed to be. So if you have any questions at all, please don't hesitate in shooting me an email. Hi, Lacey. Week 1, assignment 3, your running assignment. All right, so it was a big challenge for everyone, in your opinion. You had a hard time syncing your metadata. Exposures are not the best, but you tried your best. Well, that's really all we can ask. Ended up getting your sister to let you take pictures of her. She does run, but only 2 days a week, 2 different parks. So the big thing here to think about is it doesn't require that you actually have a person in the image. As long as the image communicates the feeling and the overall subject of running. It can be running shoes. It can be a still life. As long as it communicates that it's a memoir and it's about running, long distance running, I'm pretty open to different interpretations. So, other than not being able to find any runners at first and that being a cool assignment, good. All right, so let's take a look at your critique image. So, we've got running for my life, personal history. I like how you've added in the little red bar there. So composition works out very, very well. The sister's right on the 1/3 line. The one thing I would suggest is see how we have the top of the foot or the bottom of the foot cropped off, and we're not seeing much of the foot at all here. I would zoom back a little bit to include the shoe, just to kind of get that extra feeling of the shoe, because we obviously associate the shoes with the running. And then maybe slide this over just a little bit, because you see how the text is kind of touching her along her arm. I would make there be a little bit of space in between those two. Either that or slide it over more so it's covering up more of her. But I think having it, or maybe even slide it up a little bit, up and over, just to get it off of the arm there. But other than that, I think it worked out very, very well for you. We have the I can't tell if it's a dirt road or not, but in terms of long distance running, we kind of have the road going off to a vanishing point back here. I think it works. Let's take a look at your other images. So in terms of the contact sheets, be sure to watch the video tutorial I have set up on the homepage under the contact sheet announcement posting, because in that I walk you through step by step how to incorporate the different types of required metadata. And let's remember the required metadata is file name and number, date, exposure, flash fire, did not fire, as well as exposure mode. All right, so looks like we started with her way in the back, and as she runs towards the camera, that's how we're getting it. And you're doing a fantastic job of keeping her right on one of the 1/3 lines, as opposed to placing her right in the very dead center, what I tend to refer to, like on this one here, the bullseye effect. You draw an X through the image, and boom, there she is, right in the middle of the bullseye. All right, so all in all, I think you did a good job, and the lighting worked out very well for you. I think if it had been a very harsh, bright, direct sunlight, it would have been a much different feel overall to the assignment. All right, so if you have any questions, again, please don't hesitate and shoot me an email.